Hello, everyone. So, I just, I was kind of bored. So I was kind of just thinking about football a little bit and, thinking about looking at some stuff and whatever and thinking of, maybe I could make a video out of something like this. I was thinking about, I decided I wanted to make a video about why these six NFL quarterbacks that I am about to talk about right now, because they're really the only six quarterbacks that have been doing well as of late. I decided that I wanted to make a video about the listing of these six quarterbacks, and I'm going to explain with absolute facts why these six quarterbacks, these individual quarterbacks, you can make an argument for them to win MVP. Now, don't take this out of. I know there's probably some that are gonna be, kind of upset, because they probably might take this the wrong way. Look. Don't take this out of that I'm saying that these facts I'm about to say are the reason why they will win MVP. All right, no, I'm these six quarterbacks. I'm trying to give the best explanation I possibly can to make a valid argument why they could win MVP. Not that they will, or that they should be in the conversation, but that they could. It's like when somebody tells you, Patrick, when somebody tells you, Lamar Jackson, can't win MVP and whatever. Now, oddly enough, I don't have him in this listing because he's now injured. But I'm just saying, okay. But I'm going to make a valid, argument, a counter argument to what you just said. Not that I'm saying he will win MVP, but I'm going to make a counter argument that why Lamar Jackson could win MVP. He has no receivers. And his defense has been nowhere close to as good as it had been in the past. And his, offensive line has not been as good as it had been in the past. All these different things, all this different adversity that he's been dealing with, and yet he has the Baltimore Ravens as currently right now after his injury. He has put them in position to still be 8-4, first place in the AFC North. And he's doing this without any receivers, any really legit receiving threats to really throw to, and a below average defense. That is a counter argument that you can make. Not that I'm saying that he will win with this argument, but that it's just a counter argument. You know what I mean? All right, enough rambling. Let me get to this. Let's get this video started off, shall we? First, I'm going to talk about Patrick Mahomes. Now, the funny thing is that actually he is, as currently, really the front runner right now for MVP still right now. But I'm just going to make an explanation. Patrick Mahomes right now is leading the league in passing yards, leading the league in passing touchdowns, one of the top best in the NFL right now in passer rating. And he's doing he's got the Chiefs also 9-3. They just lost, but still, he's got them 9-3, and as currently, they he's doing this without arguably the best receiver in the NFL. And that's why I rest my case. He's having statistically a better year this year without Tyreek Hill than he did last year with Tyreek Hill. So, now let's get on to my second quarterback, Jalen Hurts. As hard as it is for me to say this, Jalen Hurts is having a great year. And yeah, like, make no mistake about it, he's having a great year. And that performance he had against Tennessee on Sunday, that is a really, really good team. A really good team with a really good defense and a really good pass rush that he went up against. And he made their defense look like, well, I don't know, what we made the Colts defense look like on Sunday Night Football. So he played amazing. I gotta give him credit for that. He threw for 360 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. And I mean, technically it can get better than that, but from what I saw as far as quarterback performances last week, nobody had a better performance than Jalen Hurts, especially under the circumstances and the level of competition. And I can't even hate on Jalen Hurts no more. I can still hate on his team. I can still, trust me, hate on the Eagles, but I can't hate on him anymore. I can't even give any hate on him no more. Like, seriously, I can't even give him no hate no more. He's having a great year, you know. And yes, I know he's got weapons like A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Quez Watkins, and before his injury that put him on IR, Dallas Goedert as well. And he's had by far a great team around him. You know, the best well-rounded team in the NFL. But at the same time, you can't have your team 11-1, best record in the NFL, without having some type of talent. And that's putting it lightly for Jalen Hurts. I have the utmost respect for Jalen Hurts. You are having a great year. You are having a great year, man. No question. I can't defend it. I can't say anything to rebuttal it. And then Tua Tagovailoa. Tua Tagovailoa is having an amazing year. All right. As far as an efficiency standpoint, he is doing amazing. All right. That game he had against San Francisco, let's just cover it with a napkin. Okay? You know how, like, when you are at a restaurant or something and you get a bad meal and you don't like it, and so you just cover it with a paper towel, napkin. Let's do that. Let's just cover that performance with a napkin. You know? Other than that, he has done very well. He has played exceptional. There's no doubt about it. He has been incredible. You know, I mean, I'm speechless. I have very little words I can really describe about what he's been doing. Going into that game, he had been undefeated. He had been undefeated in the games that he actually played. Yes, I know he did play in that game against the Cincinnati Bengals, but he didn't. Obviously, he got injured in like the second quarter. Correct me if I'm wrong. All right, he got injured in the second quarter and was knocked out of the game. So, I mean, So technically, the full games that he's played before this game against San Francisco, he had been undefeated. And I think that if he had have been able to, play that game and not got knocked out, they probably would have won. You never know. But nonetheless, the Miami Dolphins have one of the worst defenses in the NFL. A bottom worst defense, and yet the Dolphins are right now 8-4 and right in the thick of things to make the playoffs. And depending on how Buffalo closes out this year down the stretch, they could even possibly win the division. So, now let's get to Dak Prescott. Like I'm not going to use my quarterback as an example. Come on now. Do y'all even know me? Yeah, so Dak Prescott. Since Dak has came back, no team has scored more points, has gained more yards than the Dallas Cowboys. And they're tied for the best record in the NFL with the Philadelphia Eagles, as far as, their record since Dak has come back. They've been 5-1. And that's tied for the best record in the last 6 games that Dak has been back. But more importantly, the Cowboys have scored 199 points over the last 5 games. They have scored 199 points in the last 5 games with Dak Prescott under center. I don't know if you know this, but 199 points in a 5-game stretch is the best stretch in 5 games by an offense in NFL history. Better than the 2007 Patriots, better than the 2013 Broncos, better than anything that those offenses had ever done in a 5-game stretch. And guess what? Dak has been a part of it. And he has been the field general. And you look at where the offense is. You want to know what my other major argument for why Dak could win MVP? Is that when Cooper Rush was playing, before Dak came back from his injury, we were averaging 21 or 22 points a game. We were 27th in scoring. We were 27th in scoring. 22nd in total offense. Since Dak has came back, we have jumped all the way up to 4th or 5th in scoring. And we have now been like 5th in total offense since Dak has been back. Do you know how big of a rise that is with just one player coming back from injury? No offense to Cooper Rush, but this team plays hard for Dak Prescott. They play harder for him. And because they know he's going to give his absolute 100%, and his leadership really thrives upon the whole team. Guys like Micah Parsons, guys like Ezekiel Elliott, Tony Pollard, guys like that. You look at last year with Cooper Rush against the Minnesota Vikings, with technically a much more talented team offensively, we won 20-16. This year against the Minnesota Vikings, with a weaker team offensively than last year, with Dak Prescott, we won 40-3. Now, don't get me wrong, the defense has been better this year than they were last year, but still, that doesn't take into fact that we scored 40 points this time, and we scored 20, literally half of what we did with Dak Prescott this year with the weaker offensive talent. Last year we had Amari Cooper. Last year we had Cedric Wilson. Last year we had a healthy Michael Gallup. You know? Last year we had Tyron Smith against the Minnesota Vikings. I mean, what else do you want me to say? Nonetheless, yeah, that is what we have been doing since Dak has come back from injury. His impact, what you've seen since he's come back, don't act like and don't say it's just a coincidence. It has nothing really to do with him. No, don't say it's a coincidence. No, since Dak has come back, no team has scored more points, no team has gained more yards, and no team has had a better point differential than the Dallas Cowboys since Dak has been back. Alright? And don't tell me it's a coincidence. Don't tell me that. Nonetheless, let's get to the next quarterback who wears number 4. Derek Carr. Derek Carr, I know what you guys are going to say, but Derek Carr right now has thrown for over 3,300 yards, 20 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, and I believe he has like a passer rating of 99.3 right now. He's doing pretty well actually, believe it or not. And they play tonight, of course, against the Rams, so want to see exactly how well I do on that prediction. Nonetheless, yeah, and you look at it, and it seems like he's starting to that connection between him and Davante Adams is only getting better, and their offense as a whole has gotten better since Josh Jacobs has been getting the ball more. And never mind. But if the Raiders can pull off the greatest turnaround in NFL history, starting 2-7 and ending the season by winning 8 games in a row to finish 10-7 and make the playoffs, Derek Carr is going to be a huge reason for that, and he could possibly win MVP if they do that. Could they do it? The chances are real slim, but it is a possibility. And yes, he's done very well. And if they could pull that off, then he could possibly win MVP. And he's been having a good year. Now let's get to last, but certainly not least, Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow. The Cincinnati Bengals were in deep ruts after their 0-2 start to the season. They lost to 2 teams that they absolutely should have beaten. They beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, and they beat the Cooper Rush-led Dallas Cowboys. And guess what? They lost both of them. And people were thinking, is Cincinnati in a little bit of a Super Bowl hangover? You know? But no. The Rams, like I predicted, are the ones who have been having a Super Bowl hangover. The Bengals have been... Let me tell you what Joe Burrow has done since that 0-2 start. 22 touchdown passes, 4 interceptions, 8-2 record. And you want to know what really has helped his MVP status a little bit? These past 2 victories that they've gotten. A win against the Tennessee Titans, one of the best teams in the AFC. And the Kansas City Chiefs just on Sunday. Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City. And those are statement wins right there. Those are statement wins to show people, oh yeah, we're for real. oh yeah, we are back and we are here to stay and get back into this hunt to make it back to the Super Bowl. So yeah, those are my 6 QBs that I wanted to talk about. As far as each and every single quarterback that does have an argument that you can use for why they could win MVP. With that being said, that has been my time. Like, subscribe. This is NFL Thoughts out.